So you know, as a spouse, one of our favorite questions we get asked is, honey, what's for dinner? So today we're gonna take you through the life of Kevin Swan when he says, I'm hungry, what's for dinner? We're gonna give you some tips and tricks for having some tube feedings through a G-tube, anywhere from beginner to advanced, with some new smoothie recipes that will be available for you down below. Okay, so our first thing that we're gonna do is expose where the PEG tube is. We keep a little 2x2 dressing on it with just one little piece of medical tape across it to hold that into place, and that just helps prevent any kind of fungus or moisture getting into the site. This little clip, there's a little tag on it, just pull that up to open the opening. And then you're gonna line up two little black marks that we'll show you. And do one twist clockwise until it stops. So push in, sometimes if it's not pushed, it'll keep spinning and spinning. So push in, spin until it stops, and now you'll see it. This clip holds it's closed right now, so even if you were to pour into there, it would not go into Kevin until you release this little white clip with your thumb. So there is 2 ounces there. It's in the syringe, and then you will unclip it, and you can see the smoothie go right into his stomach. So here's where you're gonna wanna make sure it's not too hot or too cold, because temperature is really going to be affected because it's going right into his stomach. Where if you were eating it, it has time to cool or heat up as it's going through your body into your stomach. So you can actually use the plunger to plunge it in if you're running out of time or you want to do a smoothie, and it'll push the smoothie right in. And when you get it through there, clip it, untwist it, and that way you can pull the plunger back out and start back over. If you do have time just to let it drain, you can just go ahead and keep pouring it, and it'll eventually gravity feed as long as there's no seeds or sticks. One tip, if you do have trouble getting anything to go into the button itself, this opening is the perfect size for a sucker stick. So we have found if you're on the road and that gets clogged and you can't get anything to go through it, just go ahead and stick a sucker stick right down through it. Couple other tricks about the button. It gets pulled out. Sometimes if I am transferring Kevin, this will get caught on my bra and it'll rip right out of his stomach. Usually what indicates the balloon itself that holds it into place is a cuff balloon that looks like this, and it just has a little bit of liquid that fills up once it's inside Kevin's stomach. So what you would do to remove it is just take a syringe, put it into here, draw the water out, and then the button itself will come out. If you have the balloon inflated already and it got ripped out, you'll have to still take the liquid back out of the balloon so that it's able to just stick back in. And again, this is where a sucker stick will come in handy, because you can actually use the sucker stick to help push it into his stomach. I don't know if they cover that in med school about the sucker sticks or not. I think it hurts when I rip it out. No? You don't feel it at all? The first time that it happened, I told Kevin, oh my God, I have to go get a needle and thread. I'm gonna sew this into your stomach. Otherwise, how are we gonna keep this from your stomach? Like, is your stomach just gonna fall back into your body and I won't be able to get the balloon? Because the balloon is only about that deep, is all that goes in. And he said no, so we didn't do any emergency sewing. No problem. It'll be fine. So that could have hurt, I guess, maybe. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the button up. Always make sure that it's closed when you are done. Stuff can leak back up out of it. Another important trick after you get done doing the last smoothie, go ahead and flush it with some water, maybe 2 whole entire syringes full of water. It'll just help keep any bacteria or any food particles from getting stuck in there and collecting bacteria. So just give it a nice flush. Get him all put back together. It is so important to have proper nutrition in order to maintain a healthy weight when you are an ALS patient. One way to get ahead of that is to get the G-tube even before you think you absolutely need it, just so you can start practicing the smoothies, getting used to the process. Even for your caregiver standpoint, they can get used to how to make these really super simple recipes that we're sharing with you below. So for more tips and tricks on how to live with ALS and how to eat when you're on ALS, go ahead and subscribe below, ring the bell so that you're alerted when we put out our next great videos. Have a great day and cheers.